Hello and welcome to our new, as of yet, unnamed feature where I'm going to bring you the latest updates of the freshest, most hottest cycling swag to land here in my living room in fashionable South Bristol. We've borrowed this feature from BikeRadar.com, where it's known as First Look Friday, and is one of our audience's most loved features. Today I have a broad range of really cool new kit, including absolutely delightful Park Tool hex keys, which sounds weird, but trust me, they're very nice. A new set of Robocop-like glasses from 100%, some extremely fancy sidey, who knows, and then lastly, a new smartwatch from Polar. Now, First Look Friday, as it's known on BikeRadar.com, is our chance usually to show you some new kit before it goes to review on BikeRadar.com. So all these products are totally independently selected by our expert team of testers, and this is not a sponsored video. As always, we are very keen to hear your feedback on our videos, how I'm dressed, now how my home is decorated, but obviously bear in mind we're in the midst of a lockdown here. I've done my absolute best to light myself in my living room without my beloved Joe and Felix, so bear with us while we try and do the best we can in these weird times. Now actually, on that last point, I don't like to do videos on my own. Joe isn't here today, none of my other colleagues are here today, but I want someone to be able to bounce my ideas off of. So while we introduce my first product, the 100% glasses, I would also like to introduce you to Dunkel, my very healthy son, who is going to be modelling the glasses to start things off. So these new glasses, which are the Hypercraft from 100%, are the brand's newest multi-sport frameless glasses, and they've got a pretty edgy, angular look as a whole. And as soon as you put them on, you look and feel a little bit like Robocop. Now the big talking point with these glasses is their very, very low weight, with these particular glasses coming in at 23 grams on the nose. Yes, I am a writer. And the glasses are constructed using the brand's what they call ultra-carbon technology. Now this sees carbon fibres weaved through what is a pretty typical nylon frame to create what 100% claims is the lightest and strongest glasses possible. Now, picking a random choice out of my growing collection of very large cycling sunglasses, these Scott Shield sunglasses weigh in at 34 grams. So an 11 gram difference between these and the 100% model. Now 11 grams doesn't really sound like a lot, and it isn't, but if you take the kind of total system weight as a whole, that's a 38% saving compared to the 100% glasses, which is actually noticeable, albeit extremely marginally on the face. Now the Hypercraft is available in a whole bunch of different colours, from these plain matte black ones, which I think we can all agree Dunkel looks very nice in, all the way to a really leery kind of blue to purple fade, which they call, and I'll refer to my notes, matte metallic into the fade blue topaz. Very fancy. So there's an option to suit all tastes. Now prices start at £140, rising to £180 depending on your spec option. So they're certainly not cheap, but they are some of the lighter glasses out there. So it's no surprise they come with a little bit of a price tag to match. Now I think we can all agree that Dunkel has done an expert job of modelling these sunglasses, but his face shape is quite unique. So on me, I can tell you, I look very fresh in them, and that's the most important thing of all. Now on to my next product, we have something absolutely delightful, and I have not stopped fiddling with these since they arrived in my beautiful home, and that is the Park Tool THH1 hex key kit, as well as the Park Tool THT1 Torx key kit. Now we first saw these exceptionally lovely premium hex and Torx keys back in January at Ice Bike, a time when we were allowed to indulge in such joyous frivolity as going to Milton Keynes for a day. Truly heady times indeed. Now these two kits are available on the hex side in sizes 2mm through 10mm, and on the Torx side T6 through T40 respectively. They're a sliding T-handle design, so that means that bit slides up top, but most importantly they have these absolutely delightful little spinning collars on the shaft of the tool, which make it genuinely much easier to do kind of fine adjustments when you're using them. More importantly though, they're an absolutely delightful little plaything, and they just feel so premium and so well made, and daft as it might sound, you can really feel that in the hand compared to a cheaper set of hex keys. Now, as well as that, on the hex side, we do also have, I think it's called the Twist Grip stripped bolt head remover. And essentially what this is like a cammed version of a hex head. So as you're trying to remove a rounded head, it basically bites in more to the head of the bolt. Now, I haven't actually had a chance to use this particular design yet, but I have used a similar one on previous hex keys from other brands, and it's actually very effective. Now, another detail which I absolutely adore is that on every key, as you would expect, they're engraved with the sizing, but this is also backfilled with a really nice matching blue paint. That makes no difference to the functionality of the keys, but it just makes them feel that little bit more premium. And as a really nice gift for the cyclist in your life, I think these would be a very well received option. I think you're maybe going to have to split the two sets across a birthday and Christmas though, because each of these, with an included wall-mounted tool holder, cost you £110, which is quite a lot of money to spend on a set of hex keys. Now, shifting from the very analog with my lovely hex keys, we move fully into the future with Polar's new Grit X smartwatch. Now, I'm not going to list you the full specs of this watch. One, because it would make a very boring video, but two, I also don't have the full specs yet. Even though I have it in my hand, I'm still waiting for some answers from Polar to get the full details on this watch, and we'll update the article on BikeRadar.com when we have them. In terms of things we do know, I can tell you this watch weighs 64 grams, which compared to other watches, other similar multi-sport watches, is fairly competitive. So even though it's relatively bulky, it does feel quite light on the wrist. Now, the other key thing for me is the use of Polar's prime precision heart rate monitoring technology. Now, this essentially mixes up your regular optical heart rate reading with a kind of what they call skin contact reading, which I think is similar to ECG, though it's not actually defined on the Polar site. Now, this has been independently verified to be one of the most accurate wrist-based heart rate monitoring systems on the market. And I've used this for quite a few rides now, and I have to say the numbers do track very accurately anecdotally. Now, the watch is also said to have direct compatibility with Komoot, but I have to say that as of today, filming this, looking on Komoot and also on the Polar Flow app, that's not working yet. However, in time, you should be able to basically plan a route on Komoot and send it straight to your watch. Now, before you tell me I'm an idiot in the comments, even I know that, navigating on a watch is not the best way to navigate on a bike. But for some people, if you don't want to invest in a standalone GPS for your bike, and you are looking to maybe do some running on the side or anything like that, a smartwatch does potentially make more sense than going for a standalone head unit. So that integration could be really useful, and it's something I'm really looking forward to trying out as I review this watch in the coming months. On a closing remark, the one thing I would say is that I think we can all agree that a big, giant, burly, manly man adventuring watch doesn't look very good on me, but it's a price I'm willing to pay to bring you excellent editorial content. Now, finishing things off today, we have the seedy Yaren? Maybe Jaren? I don't know. Either way, we can all agree that these lovely, iridescent purple shoes look fabulous. So these new shoes are actually the brand's new gravel shoes, though exactly how they differ from a mountain bike shoe remains to be seen. But either way, they've got this lovely iridescent upper, but are also available in a nice olive green finish as well. Now, in the spectrum of gravel riding, you go from the ultra casual flannel wearing riders of this world to the more competitive side, and I think these shoes are more aimed at that competitive end, with a super stiff SRS carbon sole, which is one of the brand's stiffest carbon soles. Incidentally, one thing I absolutely admire the brand for and always have is the replaceable heel and toe lugs. There's nothing more frustrating than wrecking, essentially, a pair of shoes without replaceable lugs, and then, well, you can't do anything with them. I do not know why more cycling shoes do not come with this, so a big thumbs up from me for that. Now, the shoes are equipped with the brand's Techno 3 push dials, which is kind of like a BOA dial, but it has more of a kind of quick release function. It's a little bit easier to use than a BOA dial. The lower one is located centrally on the shoe, which CD claims gives you a more even spread of pressure along the top of your foot, and then it has the kind of classic side strap as seen on most of the brand's shoes. Now, if you're not going to be riding on beautiful, dry Tuscan trails and you're going to be riding in more of the kind of muddy slop that characterises gravel here in the UK, there is also the ability to attach toe spikes as well. So if you want to race cross as well, these could also be a good option. Now, rounding things out with these shoes, I'll read you a passage from the marketing material that accompanied them. There's something almost transcendent about gravel riding, escaping the hustle bustle of modern life and replacing the noise and tension of closely overtaking cars with the rumble of fat tires over rocky trails. The chirping of birds and the warm sun on your back has a magic all of its own. And we all know that buying these shoes is clearly the gateway to that kind of experience. So thus concludes our roundup of some of the coolest kit to land this week in my living room. Now, we're obviously living through very strange times, and there's limitations to what we can and cannot do compared to our normal video scheduling. So we're going to try some new stuff, and this is one of the first things we're keen to give a go. Did you enjoy the feature? What would you like to see more of, less of? More Dunko? More road kit? More mountain bike kit? Please let us know in the comments, and also, please give us any ideas for what you would like to name this new feature. First Look Friday is on the site, but I don't want to be held to doing this video every single Friday, so let's not keep it anything too consistent. Now, as always, if you want to see more content like this, do not forget to like and subscribe. We're going to do our absolute best to be with you throughout this strange time, so stay healthy, stay safe, and I hope you're still getting to ride wherever you are. Thank you very much.